in the second phase of my time at Limpopo Field Guide Academy, it was learning about being a trails guide and learning to become a trails guide. So similarly to the first phase, there was a book I had to fill in. Not as much content, but still quite a lot. I only had a month to do it. And there was also a little logbook, which we'll get into later. But the first module was dangerous game protocol. So learning different protocols, both legally and also as a guide on how to deal with dangerous game. Module 2 was dangerous animal knowledge, so learning about those animals and how they can be dangerous and learning how to rectify those situations, especially if you have guests. Module 3 was animal comfort zones, so how close you can get to an animal before it starts to turn dangerous and then deadly. They're different things. Module 4 was planning a trails guide experience, so being able to actually, it's like making a lesson plan, but the bush is very unpredictable. The animals aren't going to behave how you want them to behave. You never know what they might do. So you need to plan for everything, basically. Module 5 was trails guiding equipment. So what you would need, for example, you need a backpack where you can hold 2.5 litres of water for yourself, but also hold another 2.5 litres for guests, just in case. You need a first aid kit, or everything you could possibly think you need to make the guests comfortable, but also yourself. Module 6 was rifle etiquette and safety during walks. So how to hold a rifle, how to make sure you don't point the nozzle at someone. It's a very easy thing to do. How to make sure the rifle is safe before you even set off and during the walk. And just safety in general during the walks on how to stay safe. Module 7 was conducting a guided walk experience. So actually doing the guided walk, learning from your mentor who is teaching you for a couple of weeks, and then you are practically doing it. And then from that, you write down in the book what you've learned and how best to rectify any mistakes. Module 8, encounters and approaching dangerous animals. So how to deal with an encounter. An encounter is when you come across one of the deadly animals that could turn the situation upside down and you have to use your gun, for example. But yeah, how to approach them, how to deal with the situation, and how to log that you've actually done this as well, and how to monitor them. Module 9 is specific animal charges and guide actions. So what you do in that situation of what the animal's doing. So they do something called a warning charge. So they run at you and they stop. They can even stop 2 meters before you. They might not want to actually injure you or hurt you. They just want to scare you away. And what to do in those situations. So for example, if it's a big cat doing this, you stand your ground, you do not run. If it's a buffalo doing this, you need to run, because buffaloes don't do a warning charge, they just run at you. So you are in serious danger in that moment. So just learning stuff like that. Module 10 is shot placement, so where to shoot each animal. So most animals is right here in the temple, just above the eyes. But for a hippo, you can shoot them in the side of the head as well, if need be. It's quite a soft spot there. Module 11 is orientation, so making sure you don't get lost. How to look at a tree in the distance and use that as a marker. How to direct yourself using the sunlight and the shadows. How to know the biomes of your specific park that you're in and know how to get back to camp. Module 12 is incident a crime scene management. So how to deal with the incident legally and protocol of a guide, and how to make sure that the guests are safe, you're safe, and everyone is getting some sort of mental health break from the situation as well, but also making sure that you aren't legally liable for it. So for example, if you come across poaching, how best to deal with that. And then for the logbook, what you would need to log was the date, so whether it was AM or PM, how many hours you walked in the AM, how many hours you walked in the PM, the name of the area you were walking in, your name, who was first rifle, who was second rifle, and the group size. You would then write how many encounters you had and which one it was. So elephant, elephant family, black rhino, how many animals were there, describe if it was male or female, and the distance you were. And that was it.